จบข่าวในพระราชสำนักครับในช่วงนี้สถานีวิทยุโทรทัศน์แห่งประเทศไทยขออัญเชิญพระราชดำรัสของพระบาทสมเด็จพระเจ้าอยู่หัวเพื่อเฉลิมพระเกียรติและโดยสำนึกในพระมหากรุณาธิคุณวันนี้ผมสัญลักษณ์เจริญเปี่ยมสวัสดีครับ
ผู้ใดมีภาระหน้าที่อันใดก็เร่งกระทำให้สำเร็จรุ่ร่วงไปให้ทันการทันเวลาผลงานของทุกคนทุกฝ่ายจะได้ประกอบส่งเสริมกันให้ประเทศชาติอันเป็นที่อยู่อาศัยของเราดำรงมั่นคงอยู่ด้วยความผาสุกร่มเย็นตลอดไปพระราชดำรัสพระบาทสมเด็จพระเจ้าอยู่หัวพระราชทานแก่ประชาชนชาวไทยเนื่องในวโรกาสวันขึ้นปีใหม่พุทธศักราช 2551
Mr. President, please allow me to extend to you, on behalf of the delegation of the Kingdom of Thailand, our sincere congratulations on your election to the presidency of the 64th session of the United Nations General Assembly. You can rest assured of my delegation's full support and cooperation. Mr. President, we live in one of the most challenging times in our history. Like the period before the founding of the United Nations more than 60 years ago, the world is again facing great challenges. Conflicts and tensions remain in many parts of the world. Terrorist attack, poverty, disease, hunger still affect many. Our supply of traditional sources of energy is dwindling, and climate change is transforming the very environment in which we all live. Coupled with this, the current global financial crisis, the future seems bleak. But, like our forebears more than 60 years ago, we also live in hope for a better future. And a large part of this hope today rests upon the United Nations. Despite criticisms, we must never doubt the fact that the world has been better off with the United Nations than without it. I say this because the challenges we have faced and are facing demand multilateral cooperation to overcome. The United Nations has provided a bedrock for such multilateral cooperation, as well as being what the great poet Lord Tennyson coined, a parliament of man. And it is this parliament of man which provides a forum for us to meet and discuss remedies to common challenges, as well as to respond to the concerns of our constituency, the global citizens. Mr. President, in the interdependent and interconnected world, no one nation can go it alone, even the biggest and the most powerful. But at the same time, no one nation should be left behind either in our pursuit of peace, prosperity, and the protection of human rights. Just as we join hands to face common challenges, we must also extend our hand to those less fortunate, to pull them towards a brighter future and to give them the opportunity to enjoy the fruits of globalization. Thailand stands ready to extend a helping hand. We stand ready to share our experiences and the lessons we have learned from our own financial crisis in 1997. We believe that our nation's remedies to our problems can be shared, and they should contribute to the forming of international remedies to common global challenges. Central to our belief is that peace and security, development and human rights are intertwined and must reinforce each other, so that all three pillars are sustainable. This view is also central to the United Nations. Mr. President, Thailand believes that moderation is the key to sustainability. We want to see moderation instead of excessive greed, which is the cause of the economic crisis. We want to see moderation instead of overconsumption, which is the cause of environmental degradation. And we want to see moderation instead of extremism and selfishness, which is the cause of conflicts around the world. We must therefore curb our excesses, live within our means, and use our resources wisely. This idea of moderation is an important pillar of the sufficiency economy philosophy of His Majesty the King. This philosophy should not be understood or misunderstood as advocating an inward-looking approach. Rather, it teaches us that economic development and modernization must be better balanced and take into account the well-being of the people, their economic, social, political, and environmental needs, so that the country is resilient and protected from both external and internal shocks. His Majesty himself has applied his philosophy in practice, initiating numerous royal projects for the betterment of his people and country. His Majesty has been rightly regarded by the international community as the development king. He has received the UNDP Human Development Lifetime Achievement Award in recognition of his achievements, as well as his sufficiency economy philosophy, which has gained increasing resonance worldwide. And many of His Majesty's projects are being replicated in many parts of the world. The recent global financial crisis has shown that sufficiency economy is not merely a philosophy, but can also be translated into real action. Due to the lessons learned from the 1997 Asian financial crisis, most of Thailand's financial institutions escaped the direct impact of this crisis, thanks to the more prudent style of investment. Entrepreneurs have managed to weather the storm through rational decision-making and more careful risk management, two of the key principles which His Majesty's philosophy suggests. My government's socio-economic policy is guided by His Majesty's philosophy, which has been incorporated into our National Economic and Social Development Plan. Development for us is not just about the rate of growth, but also the quality of that growth. Not only have we boosted government spending and investments to jumpstart the economy, but we have also cast social safety nets, made education reform a priority, and upgraded our health and welfare services. We have prioritized the investment programs and action plan to increase strength and to provide greater economic opportunities for people at grassroots level. We have also laid the foundation for long-term growth and competitiveness in Thailand's various sectors, including agriculture, healthcare, education, and tourism. In short, we have made Thailand's development a people-centered approach and Thailand's economy better immune from external shocks. As ASEAN Chair, Thailand has led regional efforts to address today's financial crisis, to create immunity for East Asia as a whole. We are expediting the multilateralization process of the Chiang Mai Initiative under the framework of ASEAN Plus 3, comprising ASEAN member states, China, Japan, and the Republic of Korea. The aim of this exercise is to build regional financial stability through a region-wide self-help substantive reserve pooling arrangement. This will come to effect very soon. As a region, we have also continued to liberalize trade and reject all forms of protectionism. We believe that these efforts can serve as examples for other regions to follow. Mr. President, today's financial woes affect not only a nation's economy, but also the development and welfare of its people. This crisis exacerbates the problems that already exist, such as poverty, hunger, and energy shortages. Nowhere is this more strongly felt than in the developing world, and Thailand is no exception. Although we have already attained the Millennium Development Goals in hunger and poverty alleviation, much remains to be done. Thailand understands well the challenges developing countries are facing and is prepared to share our experiences in managing and overcoming these challenges with others. As a major agricultural economy, Thailand stands ready to contribute to the solution of the world food and energy crises. We are a major food exporter with strong experience and capability in developing alternative energy, especially biodiesel and ethanol. We aim to ensure a balance between growing energy and food crops so that both needs are sufficiently addressed. Another pressing concern that can only be successfully tackled through global cooperation is climate change. My government is convinced that the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change is the core for international negotiations and cooperation in this area, guided by the principles of common but differentiated responsibilities and respective capabilities. In this connection, Thailand is honored to host the United Nations Climate Change Talks, which will take place next week in Bangkok, we will spare no efforts in ensuring that this round of negotiations will make tangible progress towards a successful Copenhagen conference in December.